What's good, people? It's about that time to randomly relate reverse rants your hate. So, I've been dropping a lot of videos. I got one about to drop really soon, and it's about Malik Scott and Deontay Wilder, and I'm explaining to you in there exactly why Wilder won't get better with Malik Scott as his trainer, or anybody else for that matter. And let me just say right now, because see, a lot of people, you know, I was talking to Teddy Atlas on his channel, and let me tell you something that people do. You know, I mentioned a little bit of this in the video that's about to drop, but let me tell you something. People build up these personas in people's heads, right? And they program themselves to believe that it's either this or that. They can't see any middle ground, right? It's like, take for example, let's look at DC Comics. What does it stand for? Detective Comics. So originally, their comics wasn't like what it became, and they took a page from Marvel, because Marvel had the real superheroes. You know, DC Detective Comics. That's pretty much the way they went. So they had guys in costumes and all, but there was nothing super about them. If anything, they were like highly intelligent. Okay, look at Superman for example. Tall buildings in a single bound, stronger than a locomotive, right? And then basically, well, you know, Marvel has the Hulk, they have Thor, they have all these other people as well, you know. And what does DC do? If you watch, Superman just got stronger and stronger. They started giving him more abilities, more powers, right? Same with the Hulk. The Hulk started to become stronger and tap into different powers, and so that's what they do. Okay, why? They're trying to sell you comics. Oh, but what do you see what he can do now? This is what they do with fighters. I remember Max Kellerman used to always talk about Chad Dawson, the monster Chad Dawson. He's, you know, oh, Chad Dawson. And I used to watch Chad Dawson. I'm like, he's all right. He's all right. Nothing special about him. I didn't see what Max Kellerman saw. And I remember when he was going to fight Andre Ward. Well, Max Kellerman and other boxing personalities, they said Andre Ward was a good fighter, but they did not think he was on the level of a Chad Dawson. Chad is too big, too strong, and all of these things that they said. Now, understand something. I'm not faulting or pointing the finger at anybody because they have an opinion, okay? What I'm pointing at is the people that say it's either this or it's either that. And they try to guarantee you and swear and promise that what this person would do, and then when it doesn't happen, they all have that same stupid look on their face. I watched Tim Bradley, I watched Roy Jones, okay, I watched Tarver, I watched Paulie Malignaggi, I watched all these people eat crow the other day because of who they thought was going to win certain fights. And they all told you with so much conviction how all the fights were going to go, and these motherfuckers were just hitting strikes the whole night. So what I'm telling you, when Andre Ward fought Chad Dawson, look at what happened. And you see what his claim to fame was? He beat an old, washed-up Antonio Tarver. He beat an old, you know, over the hill Bernard Hopkins. He beat an over the hill Glenn Johnson. And he even said, I remember one time, because he said, I don't want to have to fight Glenn in a rematch, man. That dude, he's all over you. Glenn Johnson can't punch, though. He can't punch. And that's why, another reason why we knew Roy was done, because, you know, you don't have to be the biggest puncher to knock someone out, but he's not a big puncher at all. But he knocked Roy out. Roy was done. Simple as that. Okay? Anybody Roy fought, I was always pulling for Roy. So when I said Roy was done, I'm going by what I see him do. I'm watching him in the ring. It's like Roy Jones, it looked like he didn't know how to fight anymore. Now, point is, you take a guy like Roy Jones and they say, well, you know, he pulls straight back, he does things you're not supposed to do, you know, he doesn't have a conventional style. So in their minds, if he doesn't fight James Toney, well, James Toney beats Roy. They fight. Oh, it was hard for him to make the weight. It was every excuse. Same thing with Chad Dawson and Andre Ward. Ward is good, but he doesn't really have much of a chance. He's too small, doesn't hit hard enough, Dawson's a monster. You bring up all the people that he beat, right? Now, here's the funny thing. Nobody ever said Tarver was over the hill at that point. Glenn Johnson was over the hill at that point. Bernard Hopkins was over the hill. Bernard was just able to still beat certain people. So, you know, that's why I give Bernard so much respect in that regard, because at an advanced age, he still was winning championships. But at this point, no, he wasn't able to beat Chad Dawson. Okay, but they don't call them old and bring them up. Okay, those motherfuckers are all older than everybody that Floyd has ever fought, but they always say Floyd fought you when you were too young or too old. They come with these bullshit narratives. We see fighters do that exact thing that they claim Floyd did right now, but we act like we don't see it and turn it to something different. So, that being said, right, I thought Chad Dawson was too big and too strong. And the worst part about him losing that fight to Ward is because Ward just outclassed him and made him look stupid and punished him. He quit. And you can clearly hear Chad Dawson say to the referee, I'm done. He didn't want any more. And that fight was the end of Chad Dawson. He declined. Okay? He declined. And I remember him after having like bullshit fights, you know, me and Andre Ward get on the game, shit, and cursing and acting angry and all that. And it's not, you just lost to this guy, man. You want to get your ass kicked again? No, you need money. You're not where you need to be, where you want to be. And basically, yeah, you're trying to talk yourself into another big fight. But he was done. Jermaine Taylor is a guy who I seen him and said, he's all right, you know. See, and understand my point. These guys had some skills, but they were overhyped, is my point. So when the fans watch these things and listen, they repeat what they hear. So now you're talking about Jermaine Taylor like he's the baddest thing you've seen since Marvin Hagler, and it's like, he's all right, man. And then you see them fight certain guys, and you see they're not what I thought they were. What's the guy's name that what's his name? Jeff Lacey. Okay? They said the same stuff about Jeff Lacey. I said he's strong, he can punch. He's not that technical. He's easy to hit. And I just wasn't impressed with Jeff Lacey. Joe Calzaghe got in there and they was talking about this is going to be a barn burner. This is going to, you know, I felt like Joe Calzaghe was going to dog walk his ass. Was I wrong? I'm not trying to be neutral and I'm not trying to lean on anybody. I'm going by what I actually see. That's what I've always done. And I've learned not to lie to myself. Don't tell myself something different from what it actually is or the way I actually see it. So if I see something and I'm wrong about the outcome, so be it. You know, big deal. I don't have money on the table. That's why I said I don't make bets. I'd be stupid. Let me tell you something. You're gambling even if you think you got a sure thing. If I was like everybody else, then I would have bet on Deontay Wilder to beat Joseph Parker. And I'd have lost my money, but I didn't. I just went by, man, Joseph Parker's too skilled for Deontay, man. People don't understand that. That's why I said, when you compare him to Joe Joyce, you're comparing him the wrong way. And there's a lot of things you're not understanding within the difference of the mechanics of Joe Joyce and Deontay Wilder. They are not the same, you know? So you always have people, when it comes to Wilder, the right hand, because that's all he has. They don't talk about nothing else with Deontay Wilder. His ring IQ, his blinding hand speed, his amazing footwork, his ability to take a punch and then trade with. No, all they talk about is the right hand. And they tell you during the broadcast, he might lose every round, but as soon as he lands clean, it's over. That's exactly. Even if they thought that was going to happen, they didn't even think that, though. They thought Joseph Parker, they watched that fight, and what they kept saying, the general consensus was, Deontay Wilder is considerably faster than Joe Joyce. And if Joe Joyce could hit him, imagine how many times Wilder's going to hit him. And you think Joe Joyce could stand up to those punches of Wilder? Well, y'all was talking about Joe Joyce had an iron chin. Y'all was talking, and I told you guys, anybody can be broken. It might just take more pressure. It might take a certain amount of fights where somebody finally figure your ass out, or just the right fighter, however you want to say it. And basically, if you look at that fight, well, let me ask you something. Unless Joe Joyce goes in there and completely shows respect to Wilder, what could Wilder actually do to stop Joe Joyce? Wilder was in there dancing around, skipping around like he was Ali or something. just running. He wasn't doing shit. He wasn't fighting off the back foot. He was running. Now, think about this. Here's a guy that says he want nothing but knockouts. I'm not coming to outbox you. I'm coming for the knockout. That's what I do. That's the side people want to see. How you going to do that running? You don't know how to fight off the back foot. So why was Malik Scott even allowing that? That was your game plan? You notice people always talk about if Joshua, like, you know, Teddy Atlas said, if Wilder hits Joshua, it's over. Okay, that's what you say, Teddy. You say a lot of shit. Sometimes you're right, sometimes you're wrong. But a whole lot of times you've been wrong about your predictions. What happens when AJ lands on Wilder? And see, you got to understand, with Wilder, it's just the right hand. AJ can hurt you with different punches. And I said, a focused Anthony Joshua is dangerous. He showed you that. Now, in one night, everybody said, yo, I think this AJ beats Usyk. I think this AJ beats Fury. I think this AJ beats it. Okay. And one night. Isn't it funny how several fights ago, he was done, he was finished, it was over for him, and this is a guy that always showed skill. We were just waiting for him for the polished version of him. Okay? And then he had his fight with Reeves. You know, he came back and won the rematch easy, but people criticized because of the way he fought. He's on the back foot. He should be knocking people out. All of this shit, right? But just like that. Now, the respectable and honorable thing about AJ is because AJ don't make excuses. And he don't kick people when they're down. Like he said, all the trash that Wilder was talking, I could tear into him right now, but I'm going to take the high road. And he didn't say anything bad about Wilder or Jarrell Miller. Whole build up to the fight, he's not talking about either one of them. All he's focused on is Wallin, and he would say over and over, Wallin. I even noticed from one of these motherfuckers when they try to shake AJ's hand, AJ just fist bumped the mic. You know what I'm saying? It was like, because AJ know, you guys talk all this shit about me, I'm not the same, I'm this, I'm that. Fuck that. Nah, I'm good. I'm not angry. I'm just focused, and I'm not gonna be played by these people who, yeah, he's sitting in front of me saying all this shit, but deep down inside, you guys think I'm gonna lose. Then you go on your channels and say I'm predicting AJ to lose, and so AJ's focus was there, like it should have been. That was always, that's what had became his problem, was his focus, okay, and his confidence. That was it, because his confidence was tampered with, okay. So here's a guy, but that knows how to box though, whereas the other guy doesn't know how to box. So basically, AJ's not relearning what he knows. He's getting the confidence back to do what he already knew. And the things that's being added to his arsenal to show him, this is how you make this easier. Let me help you solve this puzzle. That's the thing. And AJ, you've always seen, as long as he believes in what's going on, he believes in his corner, that dude he's ready. So, that being said, right, I'm not going to sit here and guarantee you that AJ's going to beat this guy. No. I want to see him win. It's a fight-by-fight basis. But I'm saying, if he was in there with Wilder Saturday night, Wilder's going night-night. Like I said, if Daniel Dubois was in any of them, they keep talking about if Wilder hit them, but they make it sound like these dudes can't punch themselves. They make it sound like pillow-fisted Tyson Fury didn't knock Wilder the fuck out. Anthony Joshua's never been knocked out. He's been knocked down. Got back up. Okay? Wilder was knocked out, but you notice how they always talk about how great the fight was, which wasn't, it had its drama. It wasn't nothing special about this shit. Had the drama with the back and forth knockdowns. Bro, listen. They always try to overlook the fact that Fury beat his ass and knocked him out. So even though you was trying to put up a fight the best way he could, he got his ass whooped. Then you got people in the comment section saying, y'all gotta understand, yo, all Wilder opponents is like 30 pounds. No, not all of them. Nobody makes him come in at 214. According to him, that's his best weight. So then why don't he campaign as a bridgerweight then? If now you're gonna make the weight as an excuse, how big was Mike Tyson? 5'11"? Huh? 216, 215? He fighting motherfuckers 6'5", 6'6", 250, 260? Huh? And y'all got the nerve to make excuses? Yet y'all calling him an all-time great? Y'all trying to put him in the same breath as Ali, Tyson, and George Foreman and all these guys? Yet you're making excuses. Nah, winners don't need excuses, because even if you lose a fight, man, you know you go in there and give it your all. That's all everybody can ask of you. And again, this is for the people that, like I said, it's either this or it's either that. Why I'm so sure on Wilder Wilder is 38 years old. Okay? He's been fighting that same style for too long. And you know how you guys talk about how, oh, well, Anthony Joshua went to 3 trainers. Well, Wilder went from Mark Breland to Malik Scott. And what y'all fail to realize is he hasn't improved or evolved. So there was nothing added to his arsenal. He's still the same Wilder, lacking his jab. He used to throw his jab a lot more. But let me explain this to y'all. If you say once Wilder hit you, it's over. Right, did he not hit Joseph Parker in the fight? Was it over? So again, you're using your imagination when we have an outcome. Now, before the fight, you guys saying once he hit Parker, it's over. Okay, well, you guys say he had an iron chin. You underestimate Joe Joyce. And with Joe Joyce, you got to remember, Parker took a beating all night. So the accumulation of punches, yeah. And you really think little chicken-legged, skinny Deontay Wilder can stand up to that pressure that Joe Joyce come with? See, if you are afraid of somebody hurting you, then you know what? You will get it. Now, I remember Rocky Graziano used to say, nobody can hurt me. Nobody. And you see this dude face look like he put it through a meat grinder at the end of the fight. He could take a beating. It's hard to beat certain people when they're determined. But the problem with Graziano was he was easy to hit. Now, when you hear me say don't underestimate a person's ability to hurt you, that's what I mean. You can tell yourself nobody can hurt me. I don't mean the sight job. I mean to understand when I get hit, it's meant to knock me out. It's meant to hurt this person. Right. So my thing is I'm not afraid. I'm not scared. So if he connects, I got this. Strong mind. Everything. You're training the way you're supposed to. And you'll find when you're determined. Like example, what did people call Dubois? A quitter, right? And I agree as far as the Usyk situation that he got to the point where it was like he couldn't go no more. He gave up. Against Joyce, yeah, he did give up. He felt like it was something more than just a swollen eye, and it was. Okay, he could have lost his eyesight. So, yeah. So, again, it's either this or it's either that. If I listened to you guys, I would have put my money on Jarrell Miller, and I'd have lost. When I said Jarrell Miller, first off, he's 333. This dude is fat, sloppy. He's not in proper shape. There's no fucking way that Dubois should lose to this guy. And Dubois has skills. Dubois, look, remember when he got buzzed by that guy? I forget the guy's name. Before the Usyk fight, right? Got buzzed by him. Now, here's what I'm saying. In boxing, you're going to get hit. You're going to get dropped, possibly. Some people never get knocked down in a fight. But my point is, it's all boxing, so it's not unusual for it to happen. Even for somebody who you're not used to seeing get knocked down. It's boxing. Okay, but let me say that Joshua and Dubois and any fighter who, Wilder, all of them, when you have adversity in front of you, how you bounce back doesn't necessarily mean the very next fight that he has to be the whole. No, it takes a while sometimes. Wilder is in a situation of, I waited far too long to get to this point. And for me to fight anyone, okay? And all of a sudden, I have a trainer trying to get me to fight a completely different way. Wilder doesn't have the smarts or the IQ to understand that the game plan wasn't right. Another comparison. Anthony Joshua said he didn't really trust the game plan that they had for him to fight Usyk in the first fight. That's what he said. It was the game plan he felt he should have did something different, right? Frustration set in, a whole lot of other stuff, the nerves, whatever it may have been. But look at his performance Saturday night. Nobody thought they'd see that AJ come back. They thought from now on, you're just going to see the play it safe, stay back, and don't engage as much as we want him to type of AJ. And he's fought smart. I tell anybody, you fight smart. There's nothing cool about running and getting your head knocked off. Okay, but he fought smart, but he dominated. He cut the ring off better. He closed the distance better. He knew how to, he did everything. The jab, everything. He was throwing that shit with purpose. Remember I was saying, he was pawing with his jab with Usyk. You could see the frustration in his face. He was dialed in. And all that shit Waleem talked even helped him tap into it more, probably because he came in there and he punished him. Now, let's compare AJ's performance against Waleem's and Fury's. Since everybody want to compare, but AJ struggled with Parker. First of all, he beat an undefeated Parker 5 fucking years ago. Wilder fights him now. He fought Dominic Brazil. All of these guys. You understand something? Once you tell yourself that it's either this or it's either that, as a fighter, you limit yourself. As a trainer, you limit yourself. In life, you limit yourself. It's like a person, work in a grocery store for 10 years. They get to the point, they're looking, let's say they move and they're looking for work and something happens. What do they try to do? They try to stay with the line of work they've been doing for the past 10 years. And they start to tell themselves, well, what else I'm going to do? I've been doing this for 10 years. I know how to do this. The other jobs, I don't know if I got skills for that. They don't feel comfortable. So what do? Even if those other jobs are paying way more, you know what gives them confidence? When they see something like no experience needed, will train. Now that make them go, oh, then I got a chance. You understand what I'm saying to you? Now, the difference between you believing in yourself or feeling like the employer may say, well, we don't feel you have the skills that we need for this position, that can come into play as well. Okay, the same way as a fighter. You've been fighting in a certain way. You've been successful, but you go in there and you fight to win. You come with the heart. You know how to make adjustments. Then all of a sudden, things don't go your way, and you go from being on the top to like the laughing stock of boxing. Yeah, and everybody's saying a bunch of shit about you. Well, yeah, AJ was always the nice guy, always the smiley, want to make everybody laugh, want to get along with everybody, and he realized how cruel people are. So it's not just a lesson in boxing, it's a life lesson. Okay? A life lesson. So a lot of times a certain maturity kicks in and you realize what you need to do. You ever seen somebody? I used to see this. People wouldn't fight back. People punch them in the face. They covering up and trying to. Now, guess what happens? You try to attack one of their kids, and all of a sudden they get bravery out of nowhere, and their heart can be beating like this fast inside, but they know, I have to protect my babies, right? And they fight back. Win, lose, or draw. Fight you to the death. I've also seen a pit bull get loose and seen a dude jump up on the car while his little 8-year-old daughter was still on the ground. Because he's a straight bitch. Do you understand me? Everybody's not the same. You understand what I'm saying? So if I was to judge that guy based on what I saw, yeah, you still a bitch because that dog could have killed your daughter. And it was a female that came to the rescue of the daughter. And that girl's so lucky that dog, that the lady was making noise and rolled up on the car. She backed in, hey! And the dog was, and she opened the door, come, and told the little girl to jump, and the little girl got in. And the father up there scared, he was not going to defend his daughter. You understand what I'm saying? Once that dog locks in, whatever he locks on, gone. And as little as she was, that dog would have killed her. So even his daughter didn't give him the bravery. So a lot of people, we're different. And it takes certain things to motivate people different ways. Okay. But we're talking about people. Like Joseph Parker always could box. Always had fast hands. And I always liked Joseph Parker as a fighter. The very first time I ever saw him fight, I'm like, I like this guy as a fighter. He's good. And basically, he's always been a good fighter. Okay? When he lost to Dillian White, he beat Andy Ruiz. A lot of people felt like it was controversial, but bottom line, they went in, they did what they did. This is what y'all fail to realize, okay? These are top-level fighters. Don't compare them to the 80s, 90s, 70s. Don't compare shit. These are the top-level fighters in this division right now. What y'all fail to realize, when you're fighting the top competition, the tests are different. Like example, when Mike Tyson was in jail, he came out and fought Peter McNeely, Buster Mathers, and was it Franz Bolter or was it afterwards? I don't remember. But I know he fought some guys that was, so his confidence to fight Holyfield so soon was because of the fight with Holyfield and what's the Italian guy name? The cruiserweight guy, Bobby Chess. Holyfield was in the same position as AJ, even though he won the fight against Chez, but in terms of his chances of beating Mike Tyson. Heavy underdog. Holyfield was fighting guys like Bo, George Foreman. You know, fought Michael Moore. Let's look at the list. Look at the people Holyfield fought. Mike comes out and was meant to look good because I'm going to put you in there with people who have done nothing in this sport, but they're there, and this is to make you look good. So we can yell Mike Tyson is back and better than ever, and the fight between you and Holyfield is going to be mega. And since Holyfield disappointed, where he didn't make people, you know, lick their lips at his performance against Chez, well, if he did knock Chez out in the first round, they'd have said he's just a blown-up cruiserweight, forgetting that Holyfield himself comes from the cruiserweights. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't considered a big heavyweight. But let me tell you what y'all fail to realize. Holyfield was fighting better competition than Mike was. So even when Mike came from jail, it's like, okay, cool. Look at who he came back against. Nobody made Mike jump in there so soon. He thought, I got this motherfucker. What did Jermell Charlo say when he watched Canelo? I could beat this motherfucker, man. What happened when they fought? Do you understand what I'm saying? So the level of competition, like, look at the fucking bombs Holyfield took. Who the fuck, man? Like, Mike Tyson at this point, everybody thought he was going to run through Holyfield. I remember how Mike came walking to the ring super fast, like he couldn't wait to get in there. We said, what happened? So what happened in the rematch? And part of the other situation is, like I said, for you, it's either this or it's either that. Y'all didn't think Holyfield was strong enough. Y'all didn't think he could take Mike Tyson's punch. Y'all didn't think he was going to be sharp enough. Y'all thought it doesn't matter what happens. The second Holyfield gets hit by Tyson, he's out. What happened? So it's easy to say Mike Tyson would have beat Riddick Bowe, right? If he never fought Lennox Lewis, people would have said Mike would have beat Lewis. They made every excuse. Mike Tyson, oh man, he old. What you mean? Lewis is older than him. I think 2 years older than him or something like that. Holyfield is 4 years older than him or something like that. What do you mean? What do you mean he's old? Stop that. Now, looking at that, doesn't that make you really, really realize, it should make you realize, yeah, every fight is different. Every fight is different. You can't just go by because he beat him. See, when you talk about Wilder, though, it's like it's either this or that. You're going to outbox him, then he's going to catch you. That's where they come up with this bullshit about nobody can beat Deontay Wilder except for Tyson Fury. So now, let's just say, for example, let's say something would have happened. Joseph Parker wasn't the opponent. And let's say they put some meatball in there. And let's say Wilder would have got the win. People would have said, he'd have beat Parker anyway, man. Parker's done. That's what people were saying leading up to the fight. Parker's done. He's not the same fighter. So how do you go from saying that to, oh, but he fought 3 times? It's not fair, right? Wilder should have been matched up with somebody else who was inactive. Okay? As I said, you know what, y'all? Thanks, but no thanks. I can't take this money. I'm not ready. I've been inactive. Nah, you took the money. So, you took the ass whooping. There was no intangibles other than Joseph Parker was better than Wilder thought. He was better than most of you thought. He got the job done. I bet money on that shit. And like I said, when I use my judgment, it's not based on the majority. It's not based on what everybody want to say. Now, let me give you something, right? It's off topic, but still all in the same realm, because I'm giving you guys logic and reason. When they talk about pound for pound, I really don't care about all that shit, but now, most people right now, a lot of people, depending on who you are or whatever, will say that it's Terrence Crawford. Now, someone made the comparison, they said they think it's a new way. Now, I'm going to tell you why you can't say it's a new way. Because you simply have not faced the level of competition that Crawford has had. So, you can't say that if you're not fighting guys. Now, you can look at his performance against Fulton and say, damn, but he beat Fulton just as bad as he beat everybody else, right? Now, Nito Donaire, he gave him a fight. Okay, and Donaire came back at 38, and won a title when people wrote him off. But Donaire can box. Again, what did I say about Wilder? If he has a puncher's chance, and that's it. It's not his skills. He's not a thinker. He doesn't have a boxing IQ at all. The guy, y'all tell me Wilder didn't look lost in there? The same way AJ, you could see, like I said, he looked lost, like he didn't know what he was supposed to be doing there against Usyk. Wilder didn't look the same way against Parker. Okay, and he's telling you, he out of his mouth, I don't know why I wasn't letting my hands go and stuff, right? He don't know what was wrong. Okay, that came out of his mouth. So when I say he looked lost, yeah, exactly. Yeah, he said AJ looked lost. I agreed. He looked lost as well. Now, again, when you've done something before, you can do it again. This dude never learned the basic fundamentals. So, you understand what I'm saying? For him, he would literally be starting from scratch. And you got to understand about that amateur style. See, I think Wilder's a better amateur than pro for this reason. Now, he got all these knockouts against these meatballs. Let's be real. And in the amateurs, it's not about knockouts. It's about how many times I can hit you. In the pros, people trying to punch through the target. And we do have fighters that's, like, to me, he just still has an amateur style. And when you watch certain people, you realize, like, okay, that person's a better pro than he is an amateur. That person was a better amateur than he was a pro. Henry Tillman beat Mike Tyson twice in the amateurs. What happened in the pros? You understand what I'm saying? Dillian White, he beat AJ in the amateurs. AJ stopped him in the pros. Y'all like to make comparisons, but he fought him and he struggled and he did okay. Well, Mike Tyson fought Alex Stewart. Destroyed him, got him out of there. Holyfield had 2 bloody wars with him. He won. But stylistically, Mike's style was just too much. Mike is a complete fighter, though. And this is what people don't understand. How many different ways do I have to say it? Wilder has always had nothing but a puncher's chance. Never his skill, his IQ, his savvy, nothing. His ring generalship, his experience, none of that shit. It's always just been the right fucking hand. So, now, pound for pound, Inouye's too small to fight Crawford. So that's not a fight that we should even think about happening, right? But in terms of who's actually has better skills, people are going to choose sides. Most people are going to be biased. But if we're talking about resume, then you can't say Inoue. In terms of pure skill, I don't know. I don't care about this pound for pound. I don't care about none of that. But what I'm saying is, I would pick Terrence Crawford because, come on, man, look at who he beat. Inoue has not had those type of opponents. So when people say Fulton is trash, like I said, no, he's not trash. He's just not as good as Inoue. But Inoue, way better than Fulton. Now, for the people that say, yeah, but you never know, maybe in the rematch, Deontay Wilder, he might knock Joseph Parker out. Okay, let me ask you this. Do you think in a rematch Fulton would beat Inoue? And I guarantee you 100% of you, unless you got one Fulton fan out there, it's probably his family member say, I think I'm pretty sure the vast majority would say, nah, hell no. In fact, Inoue probably beat him faster next time. Okay, so why is it that y'all keep saying Wilder can? Because of the right hand. That's all y'all can say. And that's why I said, if you took Fury out the picture, then that would mean the only fucking elite name that he has on his record is Joseph Parker. So we haven't seen Wilder have these legendary fights. He has not had that. He only had his clash with Fury. And basically he lost. And was gifted a draw. That being said, okay, people keep trying to program you guys to believe that this person can beat this person because, no. I tell you guys, you don't know what a guy's going to do come fight night. That's why I specify if both of these guys are right and in their right minds, I'm going with this guy over that guy. And I'll explain to you why. Let's not forget, I'm the same guy that told you I think, yeah, go look in the archives. It's not too far back. I said, I don't see Regis Prograis and Haney is no 50-50. I think that really Haney need to fucking dog this guy out. I don't see nothing that Regis Prograis has that Haney can't handle. And the only thing that Regis Prograis has is what? A puncher's chance. That's all he has against Haney, because he's never been a good boxer. Regis Prograis at no point in his career has ever been a good boxer. He's always been a puncher. He takes punishment unnecessarily, but he wants to say, I was in a dog fight, and he think that he can box. You heard him say in that press conference that he's going to beat Haney, and he's going to be better than him at everything. The jabbing, the boxing, the IQ, and all this. Like, man, okay, right, yeah. It doesn't even sound good. That sounds like bullshit. Y'all know damn well that wasn't happening, right? Look at the outcome of the fight. Because Devin Haney is that good. Now, Devin Haney's in a position, people trying to find everybody to say that can beat Devin Haney. That's just the way things go. Now, let me remind you, I never got into Deontay Wilder's style because he's just not that good. And like I said, I watched him fight, and I'm thinking, okay, you know what? He need to add some skills to that right hand and that jab, because at one point he did jab a lot. His skills have declined because he thinks he can just knock everybody out. So he tries to just power punch, jab, right hand, jab, right hand. Remember when Tyson Fury said he was going to walk Deontay Wilder down? He was going to bring the fight to him. He was going to back him up. Max Kellerman, Teddy Atlas, everybody and their mama said, nah, that's not happening. Tyson Fury just talking shit. Remember, Aries said, yeah, because the video's in my archives, and I said, that's what Tyson Fury really needs to do, is walk him down, back him up. Wilder has no skills going forward. He just has a good right hand. Going backwards, that's not what you've ever seen him do. And if he could, you would have seen it in his repertoire, right? We see when he go backwards what he does. Windmill, wild. When he's going forward, windmill, wild, right? Tyson Fury's a big dude. At the time, before that fight, Tyson Fury was coming in 250-something. And I'm like, Wilder is scrawny as shit. And Wilder does not know, look, man, Wilder lacks too much. And basically, you're taking away his weapon, coming forward, trying to knock you out. Now you're making him back up. Oh, but you see what he did to Arthur Spilker? Okay, yeah, he did. But at the same time, that's still the best way for him. Just like people talk about Joe Joyce. They said Joe Joyce was going to have to fight Wilder the way Wilder was fighting, dancing around. Nah, you the shorter guy. You need to get in. You need to take it to Wilder. That's what he did. Okay? But bottom line is, it's either this or it's that. Well, Tyson Fury proved everybody wrong, didn't he? Because that's exactly what he did. Took the fight to him. Took the fight to him. And we all know when he got dropped in that first fight, he realized this motherfucker can't fight going back. I knew that Deontay couldn't fight going backwards way before that fight. And that's what I'm saying. When I said that, people, I remember somebody said, hey, yo, man, you should do commentary on something else because boxing ain't it for you. Ain't no way in hell Tyson Fury going to walk down on Deontay Wilder. And I told him, I said, I tell you what, I don't know you, but just by the way you talking, I can tell your dumb ass don't know shit about boxing and you ain't never had a fucking fight in your life. And if you did, it wasn't with anybody that knew what they was doing. You take the strengths away, dumbass. How the fuck did you do that backing up? You understand what I'm saying? You don't know. That's giving Wilder the best chance that he has to come forward because Wilder has patience. He will wait. But it's just going to be jab right hand. You're going to have a boring fight because nobody's really landing anything. And, Tyson Fury need to take the fight to him. The way he fought him in the first fight, he didn't have to. But he learned by getting dropped and getting up and got mad because he got dropped and started walking him down that this motherfucker has nothing going backwards. You understand what I'm saying? And that's what he did. And after Fury went in there and destroyed him, oh yeah, excuses. Oh, wait, no pad in the glove. His hand wasn't all in the glove. He had a floppy glove. I mean, every excuse you can think of. But he did exactly what he said he was going to do, didn't he? Yeah. So, that being said, I'm making this video for the purpose to bring these things to y'all attention. And don't have people having y'all thinking, like I said, it's either this or it's that, because you don't know what a person can do. It's like, I can remember one time, We was in a particular neighborhood, in a particular state. I didn't know the people. But there was a guy sitting in this car, and he looked like a complete nerd. I'm talking like Pee Wee Herman. Yeah, it looked like a nerd. He's sitting there just, not bothering anybody. Has some music playing and shit, and he just sitting there, just, people across the street making fun of him and how he's bopping, imitating them, and, And I remember we went to this store, and we went and bought like a strawberry shortcake or some shit for this lady in my neighborhood. We get back home and whatever, and I remember we was coming out the store, and the guy was like, "Hey, dude, what? Hey, what's your name?" He's like, just fucking with him. And the guy was being friendly, and and then he realized they were trying to make fun of him. And then he let his window up, and he was telling the guy to go away. He's going, and they were, "Hey, this and then." The guy hit his car. And I remember that motherfucker jumped out the car. Like, told you to leave me the fucking... Yeah, and, oh, shit. Pulled the gun out. What's my point? You wouldn't expect that little nerdy-looking motherfucker to do that, right? Now, you gotta look tough to have a gun. See, underestimating people. And this is exactly the point of what I'm saying. When you try to make the point that it's either this or it's that, this guy will beat him because he beat him. No, you can't go by that. What's this one guy named Pepino Cuevas? He was a good fighter. Who else? David Reed was a good fighter. William Joppy was a good fighter. Right? Who else? I'm looking for some, Prince Charles Williams was a good fighter. Okay. James the Heat Kenshin was a good fighter. Matthew Saad Muhammad was a good fighter. Joey Camacho was a good fighter. I'm just coming up with names of people who I never saw them the way everybody else did, even though I like some of them as fighters. You understand what I'm saying? But I remember people saying this is going to be a super fight. When they get in there, it was no super fight. Hey, we had 2 fights that was considered, upsets on the, on this card that they just had. Joseph Parker was one, and people didn't think Caballero was going to win, but he did. Dude gonna be too strong for him. Makmadov gonna be too hard. Nah, I think this is gonna be it for Caballero, man. I think he's overrated. Blah blah blah. What happened? Again, a puncher. And I never thought much of this Makmadov guy. I always say he just has power and that shit. He's a big, scary man. Yeah. See, people put these stories together. I'll give you a perfect example about fabrication. And see, you guys, I'm pretty sure you get it by now. You should have got it a long time ago. Okay, if you've been watching me long enough, you know where I'm going. If you ever watch Fat Joe when he talks, okay, I'm in my car. My house is right there. There's a car parked there. There's a car parked there. There's another vehicle parked there. There's another vehicle parked there. And I'm in my car. My son is standing on the porch. His girlfriend's there. Okay? There's 2 birds sitting up on top of my roof. Do you know what Fat Joe, how he would make that sound? Now, I just told you exactly what the facts are. I don't need to fabricate it or pump it up. But because Fat Joe is on radios, on video, he's been taught and programmed to tell stories to make them sound far more extravagant than what they actually are. This is what Fat Joe would say. Yo! This is coke. Yo, shit crazy. Yo, let me tell you, my man Aries sitting up in his car. Yo, Aries looked to his left like, boom. Yo, mad cars up in the parking lot, yo. Yo, Aries got that expression like, yo, what the fuck, my nigga? Yo, nigga, it's 2 birds up on my roof. Like, whoa, what the fuck? Are they parakeets, my nigga? Yo, shit crazy. Yo, nigga, look. Who the fuck on my porch? Yo, Aries about to start wilding, yo. Yo, he looked over like, yo, he about to get out with the, you know what I'm saying? Yo, and he realized, oh, that's my son. Like, yo, I almost shot you, nigga. You better make your presence known. Say, you know me from the hood, nigga. Get like that, right? Yo, mad cars in the motherfucking drive. Like, yo, nigga, this ain't no parking lot. Niggas paying to stay here. Yo, Aries about to wild out, about to dump something up in niggas. That's how Fat Joe will make what I just said sound. That's what people do. They try to sell a fight. They try to sell you a product, okay? And they're trying to make you think that this fighter is like superhuman or the closest thing to it. So when they tell you stories, when they put these video packages together, that's what they're trying to do. Convince you to start watching their show, buy their pay-per-views, support these fighters, help fatten their paychecks, extend their contracts with the networks. Y'all got to understand that. And now with the power of YouTube, any dumbass can get a channel, call it anything. Stupid motherfuckers talking about boxing. Whatever. Anything. And them motherfuckers probably have 1 million subscribers. You understand what I'm saying? Understand my point. And anybody can get on here and give opinions. What do people do? They side with the people that share the same opinions as they do. Does it make it facts? And if you listen to most people talk, I told you, like when I was listening to 7-8 talk to Wilder, he doesn't even know the fucking facts. Doesn't even know, like, what happened, the situation with fighters and how certain fighters even got on the card. But he's sitting there talking about, oh, they purposely gave Wilder the easy fight. I mean, AJ the easy fight, right? How? When y'all said AJ was done, he was washed up. I just want to see the fight because I want to see how fast Wilder going to knock him out. Nobody was talking about no ring rust and age and nothing. Let me show you another thing of how people, like, they get in your ear with shit, right? See, I study psychology too, so I understand how shit works. If you listen to people, right, and they're telling you about a fighter from the past, for example. Let's take Pernell Whitaker, for example. Let's just say Pernell. You look at Pernell's resume, look at his record. They put a little video package together about Pernell. Now, when they're talking about the upside, right, what are they doing? They got music to match the vibe. The tempo was, whoa, he knocking people out, he outboxing people, he doing his little fancy moves, right? Now, when they start talking about the downside, what do? They put the sad music on, right, to match the vibe. So now when they showing drug addiction, didn't look the same in the ring, you sitting there going, oh man, that's shit. That's what it's intended to do. Do you understand that? It's like, just think about how strong psychology is. I've sat in rooms with people and watched them really cry, tears, because somebody died in the movie. An animal died in the movie. And I'm sitting there laughing like, you do know that he didn't die for real, right? You understand what I'm saying? But that's what people do. What do they do when they write a script? First job we want to do, we want to make sure we have an interesting story and movie, right? We want a cast that can portray these characters the way we imagine it. Number one job, more important, just as important as anything else, is to make you care about the characters in the movie. You understand? That is what they do. And I can give you several movies. I remember as a kid watching E.T. My mom, my aunt, my cousins, we all in the movie theater, and people were literally crying when they thought E.T. died. At that point, I never heard a movie theater get so loud. When his chest lit up and that little motherfucker said, E.T. fought home, and everybody, ah! Like, he's not even real. But when a movie is done right, you're watching and you forget it's just a movie. That's what it's intended to do. See, I don't feel those things. I understand what's going on. Therefore, my reaction is different than other people. Okay? You get what I'm saying. This is the psychology. That's why people do what they do. That's why I said, if you seen Floyd Mayweather doing everything he was doing, and let's say his career ended right before the Gennaro Hernandez fight, or after when he beat him solely beat him and was what, 20, 21, whatever, and beat this champion, this well-respected champion. Let's say something tragic happened and they give this sad story and that's the height of his career. That's fucked up, man. Yo, that dude could have been the greatest. Look at, yo, you could see the skills even back then. Like, yo, damn. But he didn't die. He did have a fucked up upbringing and tragic shit happened in his family. And yeah, like I said, people will come rich, they can become assholes. And people in general just can become assholes. I get it. But my point is, see, it takes you to die. Like they're saying, you're worth more when you're dead than when you're alive, right? Okay. So my point is, like, the psychology that people try to use. Everything. You know, have you ever been in the mall? For the fellas, you ever been in the mall? And let's say you got a female trying to sell you like that salt that they have from Israel, and it peels the skin, the dead skin off and all, make your skin feel real smooth. They got the nail buff and all that. How many of y'all have experienced that? But they're literally flirting with you, showing you the product, putting their titties on you, staring at you, biting the bottom lip. They're trying to persuade you. They will even give you their number to say, yes, call this number to when because no, the receipt here, but if you want to get the discount with this, right? What do you think they're doing all that for? And you know they'll go the whole mile to get that money, right? And that shit is expensive. So that's my point, right? They're trying to persuade you because you like, damn, she biting the lip, looking at me, putting the titties on me, sitting up on the stool, legs all, I can see the lip. Yeah, they do all of that shit because they're about that bread. So that's what they're doing. I'm not saying it's necessary or appropriate, but I'm saying, have you seen that? Yeah. And you like, oh shit, what the fuck is this? Peeling dead skin off? Oh damn, the nails all buffed in. What the? Oh, okay. Now if you got a chick, you'll buy it for her, right? And you picturing, oh hell yeah, baby gonna be rubbing me with them soft hands and okay, right. But this chick trying to sell you that shit don't give a fuck if you married, got a girlfriend, nothing. You understand? They letting you know you spend this money. You know, stand there and pull out a big knot and see what they do. Oh yeah. They want to stay in touch. Why? Because you are a potential customer. So they will do whatever to get that money. Yeah. Yeah. Jehovah's Witnesses starting to come to your door now, half naked and shit. It's like, you know, people they trying to get your attention. They trying to get your services. Okay, so yeah, I mean, that's what people do. So when you're watching like anything, man, they call the Dallas Cowboys America's team. So when they put video packages up about America, about the Cowboys, their packages are going to be more special than the Giants, than the 49ers, you know, than the Houston Oilers, or whatever they call themselves now. They're going to be, you know, I don't care, the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Las Vegas Raiders, they're going to have, because this is America's team, says who? That's how they want you to view them, the Cowboy organization. We are America's team. Look at the size of their stadium, right? Just saying. So you got to always understand when people talk, and why I'm saying this so much is because you got so many channels that don't know they fucking right ass cheek from the fucking right cheek on their face. They just go with whatever they want you to believe. And they don't know shit about boxing. They tell you anything. Look, was it Milton McCrory versus Donald Curry? People were saying this was going to be like Hagler Hearns 2. They compared them. So Curry was going to be Leonard, and McCrory was going to be Hearns. Stopped him in 3 rounds, though. Donald Curry got him out of there. Right? It wasn't the fight people thought it was going to be. Terry Norris defeats Sugar Ray Leonard. Ray was what, 33, 34? Ray Leonard had just dismantled, what's his name? Donnie Lalonde. I watched Ray Leonard get outboxed by Donnie. Shorter reach, all that, had to get in. Donnie Lalonde, you know, keeping him on the outside. Ray Leonard never been a quitter. Coming forward. Chopping him down little by little, landing shots here, and then he got him out of there. You know what they said? This is a testament to the greatness of Sugar Ray Leonard. As I said about James Toney earlier, yeah, he can, if he's behind on points, he can come out and knock you out. One thing about Leonard, he is a true legend, and you could never count Ray Leonard out, right? Okay. Ray Leonard fights Terry Norris. Okay, he chooses Terry. People can't say, people always want to, it's a little different then and now, but people always want to pull this old shit now. Ray Leonard, like I said, 33, 34. Terry, I think, was 26, something like that at the time. Well, you know what I was hearing? That boy could fight, but he ain't got enough experience to beat Ray. Nah. Terry ain't got, Ray different. Ray special. Yeah, I agree. Ray was a special fighter. But guess what? Terry Norris whooped his ass. Oh, Ray was old. Wait a minute. And y'all got to understand. I've been like this since I was a kid. I was taught to be fair. Don't show favoritism. Call shit down the middle. You understand? Always. Okay? I was class president, all that kind of shit. So I was taught to be fair to people, not try to manipulate. I've always been like this, is what I'm saying. I was taught this as a kid. And I'm like, all y'all was saying, he ain't got enough experience. Ray too sharp, Ray too smart. Terry Flash, he got fast hands and can punch, but y'all was not talking about no Ray Leonard's. Ray was 33 or 34, like I said, when they fought. Now all of a sudden, Ray is old. Wait a minute. Marvin Hagler was 33 when he fought Ray. Ray was 30. So why wasn't Marvin Hagler old then? Do you see what I'm saying? So now you want to tank Terry Norris's win. Same thing when Terry Norris knocked out Donald Curry. George Foreman was the only one that came to bat and said, nah, we not going to do that. I know y'all saying, I forgot who it was he beat. And he's like, but Terry Norris, he wasn't afraid of their reputation. He stood up to him. He beat two legendary world-class fighters. And I was like, thank you, George. Thank you. And George, old school. And people usually try to lean on their generation. No. George was the only one that said that. And my thing was, Ray was that guy. I didn't want to see nobody beat Ray. But by the time he fought Terry Norris, I'm like, damn, I don't know who to go for on this, because I like both of them as fighters. And it was like, shit. But I'm looking forward to being a good fight. And when I watched Terry Norris and when I was watching Ray, I remember I was telling my uncles and them, he's like, who you think gonna win? I said, I think Terry gonna win. What? Nah, he a kid. He don't know no better. Nah, man, and this and that. And we'll see. I ain't guaranteeing it, but I think Terry gonna win. Terry tore his ass up. Oh, Ray was old. Funny thing was Ray came back at 40. You see, Billy Blanks had him doing Tybo. And Ray thought he was going to come back and do something and got his ass whooped by Camacho. All right? See, people don't want to bring that up because it's Ray. But it's like Ray was done. Terry whooped your ass and showed you, okay, I'm better than you are. Now I am. At least I'm better than you now. So what made you come back at 40 thinking that Tybo was going to help you, beat Camacho, who was active at the time? See, now Camacho fans don't want to say, well, Ray came out of retirement, no warm-up, no nothing, went straight to Camacho. They just want to say he beat the great Ray. And you want to know what? A lot of people, when they talk about that fight, they call them two legends and what, but you try to dismiss the fact that Terry beat him when he's 34. Right? The Beast Mugabe gave Marvin Hagler a tough fight. Even to the point where Marv was actually getting on the back foot, dancing around, boxing low, And I forgot what round he knocked the Beast out in. I think it was between 6 and 8 or whatever. But I remember he stopped him. Terry knocked him out in the first round, one punch. Oh, the Beast was old. The Beast Mugabe was only 30 years old. So Terry Norris was a guy that was in that position. He's fighting all the tough guys. He's trying to get to the Chavezes. They turned down a $10 million deal. Facts. Okay, he was trying to get to all these guys. Now, Terry Norris started developing brain damage at 28. We didn't know that. And I remember watching the documentary on him, and the lady was saying, like, after one of the fights Terry had, he's only 28. He said that when Terry came in the back, they was like talking to him, great fight champion, and he was there. Said his wife everybody was looking like, you could notice, like, so he had to go take like speech therapy or whatever the process and procedures that they use to try to correct that. And the bottom line is, Terry knew what could actually happen if he continued to box, and he continued to box. Now, we wasn't aware of this when this was happening. So now it makes sense when all of a sudden the guy who could take a punch, all of a sudden the guy who basically come to fight is starting to just make careless. I mean, like when he got knocked out by Jackson, yeah, that was a careless mistake. He went up on them ropes, squared up, and Jackson just came through. And if you know anything about Jackson, that motherfucker can punch. But Jackson wasn't the best boxer, which is why I always said it's possible he knocks Terry out in the rematch, but it's also possible Terry knocked him out. Terry hurt him in the first round of their first fight, and he let him off the hook. Now, Terry was such he was a beast, man, and he continued to fight, and he never was scared to get hit. He just got to the point though where over 300, I think he had like 319 amateur fights, and he was in the gym sparring. His father used to say, man, there's times everybody sleep. Terry ain't in the house, you go out, he in the gym still like, Terry, you need some sleep, man. Like, always sparring, the wear and tear, man. You understand what I mean? So every fighter's not gonna have the same career, and they're not gonna have, you know, the same mindset. So you got to be careful and protect yourself, and that's why your team have to save you from yourself sometime, and that's where you got to get mean sometime. And it's tough love. I'm telling you because I love you. I don't want to see you do this to yourself, man. You got to chill right now. And this is like why I'm saying, even like when I was talking about, you can really call this like part 2 to the Malik Scott, you know, video, but it's I wanted to touch on a whole lot of other shit and add to what I've already done. So what I'm saying in that is like, you know, let me make this point because I don't think I said this in the last video, but I didn't. You see the fact that Malik Scott is supposed to be like a brother to Deontay. Well, that means he can do things that Deontay should be able to should respect, right? Like example, you know how you got your partner and y'all don't agree on something, and then somebody jump in like, yo, you wrong. Aries is right, and then you like, yo, shut up. This between me and him. You ain't got nothing to do with this, right? Because that love and respect. No, I'm not trying to make an ass out of my brother. I'm not trying to, you know, make him look stupid. No, we just don't agree on something. Stay out of it. That's what you do when you understand what I'm saying? Even if I got love for the person I'm talking to, you ain't got nothing to do with this. Stay the fuck out of it. But there's certain, you understand? Because we're not arguing. We just trying to, and my thing, that's why I don't debate. It's about, look, you see things the way you want to. I want to see things for what they actually are. So facts over opinions all day with me. So what I'm saying is Malik Scott should be able, like when people talk, but you can't control another grown man. Nah, here's the thing, mate. Malik Scott should be able to tell him things. Just because other trainers don't do it don't mean it is right. So Malik Scott should be able to say to Deontay, hey, look, man, you need to slow the fuck down. Right now, what you're doing, you're going to cause a lot of issues. You talking a lot of shit, right? So wait, if it's about inactivity, you mean to tell me Malik Scott couldn't say, yo, you ain't fought in over a year. We're trying to get you back right. Just humble yourself, man. Stop talking all this mega shit about Anthony Joshua. You're not fighting Anthony Joshua. You're fighting Joseph Parker. You mean to tell me Malik Scott can't do that? And if he can't, it's because he's afraid of the way Deontay's going to react. That's my point. I'll tell anybody anything to their face. I don't care if you don't like it. And that's the whole thing of why I say, when you watch what's going on, I've always been like, I'm that kind of person. Yo, which one you think I should wear, the red one or the blue one? You say red, more likely I'm going to wear the blue one. Nah, fuck yeah. All right, thanks. Yeah, you know, kind of like when David Hay predicts something, people like, who David Hay pick? And if David Hay picked the same motherfucker you pick, you be like, damn, he done jinxed it now, right? Because, right, David Hay's been notorious for picking the wrong people, right? But with all that being said, y'all, this is what I'm saying. We can't just cement something like it's either this or that to the point where you think a person gonna have the same fortune every single time out. And that's why sometimes it takes you to get knocked down and get back up and come back stronger. So that's why when people are trying to sell you things, they try to make you think that you're missing out on something if you don't get this. You know, we all have cell phones, right? How many times you go buy a new cell phone? All you want is the new cell phone. That's all. You call before you can get there. Yo, do y'all have a new Galaxy Fold 5? All right, what color do you got? All right, my name is Aries. Yeah, I'll be there in 10 minutes. Please don't sell the phone. I'll be right there. Right? What happens when you get in there? I didn't ask you for nothing but a phone, right? Well, yeah. While we're waiting for the phone, I see that you have a Galaxy Tab 7. You know that the 8 is out now? It has more storage. Hey, listen. I hear you. Doing a great job. Thank you. But I don't want to watch. I already have one. I don't want a tablet. I already have one. I just want the phone. That's all. Oh, okay. No problem. Nah, no problem. No, you're good at your job. You're doing what you're supposed to, but no, I don't want it. All right, they want to try to sell you speakers. They want to try to sell you something else. Now, if it's a guy, they have a female come by. Oh, hey, oh, you want the 5? Yeah, I got that phone. I love that phone. You know what? Oh my God, I bought such and such speaker and with this phone. Oh my God, it's like it's to die for. Blah blah blah. Yeah, I know. I already told your coworker. I'm good. I don't. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's the second attempt. Like when they go back in that room. Yeah, the dude right there, the big built dude. Yeah, he behind the Galaxy Fold 5. You know, we get that commission. Try to see if we can get him to buy that speaker. That's what they do. How many times have you been told an album is going to be, that's going to be the best album this person ever made? You hear and you like, okay, not impressed. This movie is going to be the biggest blockbuster of the year. You see it, you're not impressed. Then you see a movie that don't get much hype and you like, damn, I wonder why they don't talk about this. I like this movie. Right? Okay. That being said, everybody, when we are, look, we are, and I'm talking to the people that love boxing, not that love boxers, but boxing, okay? When you are aware of these things that I'm talking about, then you should use better judgment on how you spend your money. If you want to buy this pay-per-view, should I go see this fight, right? You can't complain about these guys fighting nobodies, and then you're sitting there supporting their careers, and they're just sitting there taking your money. Now, I've heard a couple of things. I don't know if you guys have seen the channels where they're saying Wilder to retire. Then you got people saying, but Wilder said this or Wilder said that. And if you watch the video or listen to anything, Wilder didn't say shit. And when he did say something, he said something completely stupid, and they're trying to support him on it. Let me tell y'all something. Remember the show they had? It was Muhammad Ali, George Foreman, Ken Norton, Larry Holmes, and Joe Frazier. They had them all with the black and white tuxedos on. You see, I remember Arsenio Hall had Muhammad Ali on there. He brought out Sugar Ray Leonard and Mike Tyson. My point is, even they had the show over in the UK. Roy Jones was there. Chris Eubanks Sr. was there. Collins was there. Joe Kawasaki was there. I forget who else. But my point is, you see all these different eras of time where they take fighters from, and they have them there, and they all talk about the experiences and what they did. Imagine having Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury, Klitschko, Joseph Parker, Andy Ruiz, and Deontay Wilder. Imagine they go around talk about their accomplishments. Just imagine. Now, Joseph Parker was a one-time champion, right? Former champion. Ruiz, former one-time champion. Now, Deontay Wilder, former one-time champion. But if they sat there and looked at the resumes, right? Fury couldn't say at this point, I fought AJ, Wilder, Parker, Ruiz, you understand what I'm saying? And Deontay. Now he can say, well, he fought Klitschko, but Klitschko's a long-time champion. Now, just imagine all of their stories. Just imagine. To his credit, the best thing that they're going to talk about with Wilder is not him being the champion. He defended his title 10 times. No, it's more because when you say that, okay, well, who was those 10 times he defended it against? Who were they? My point, he's going to lack in quality opponents. So they'll marvel at the 40 knockouts or whatever they see, but they can't go through the names. And nobody at that table can he say that he knocked out. You see? So the elite guys, he has no knockouts over them. Knocked Fury down. Total of 4 times, great. But couldn't get the job done. That's why you have the term elite. You have levels to being great, levels to being good. Okay? So now, when you look, and levels to being elite. But when you look at his resume, you start looking at all their resumes. Out of everybody who I just named, who would have the weakest resume at that table? Yeah. And who's the one guy that can never say at this point that they've beaten an elite fighter? So this is what I'm saying. For what he's done, and understand, and this is the part where people don't get. The credit that I give him for what he's done is, yeah, you were able to beat the guys you fought because they weren't that good, but you won. I've seen other guys fight people that they should have beaten, they lost. You understand? But he's never been that good at all. But the accomplishment of knocking out that many people, defending his title 10 times, yeah, you're going to give him his credit for doing that. But you can't give him credit over someone who's beaten elite guys. You can't give him credit for fighting over someone who basically ducked nobody, was trying to fight everybody. You can't give, and that's anybody. So where they have similarities and differences in their stories, I always look at the fact that when it comes to greats and you sit them down and they, this person did this and they did that, a lot of times that's what it takes for people to sit back. It's like some fighters, they're more appreciated when they're no longer around. And then some fighters, once they're gone, you realize this motherfucker wasn't shit. Man, I thought this motherfucker, you understand? And that's what I'm saying. So if you was to do a Muhammad Ali marathon, and like Malik Scott said that Deontay Wilder is 10 times better than Muhammad Ali. Okay, well, you're going to see Ali versus Henry Cooper. Got dropped, got up, got Cooper out of it, fought him twice, beat him both times. This is a young man coming up, fighting a veteran. You're going to see him versus Sonny Liston. You're going to see him versus Cleveland Williams. You're going to see Ali versus Frazier, Norton, Foreman. You understand what I'm saying? You're going to see all of that shit. You put up a fight with Wilder, a video package of Wilder, and say, well, this is Deontay. We're going to show Deontay all week. What I'm saying is, one guy's fighting legends, and the other guy's fighting just contenders. That's my point. Klitschko, his era became boring because the guys he was fighting, people didn't really know. So, for the losses and then wins that he had, Klitschko proved himself, though. But people was, man, he's too laid back, man. We need a motherfucker coming in doing this and doing whatever. I didn't dislike Klitschko's style. I didn't think he was boring. I just felt like the division itself was lame. It was. And I'd be the first to tell you that at that point. But I always tell people, y'all mixing shit up. Y'all got to remember something. Like when Lennox Lewis, when he fought against Vitali, he was 38. And that was his last fight. And he held his own. You know what I'm saying? But Vitali put up a better fight than people thought. So Klitschko's, they came after Holyfield and Lewis. And Lewis was on the end of his career. Holyfield was past his prime, was still hanging around and fought into his late 40s. So, you know what I'm saying? They were after him and Tyson and Tommy Morrison and, Riddick Bowe and Moore and all them. They, Ray Mercer, Ika Beabuchi and David too. Like, they came after them. You understand what I'm saying? They were right towards the end of that. So, yeah, when people say that, I'm like, y'all got it twisted, man. So guys like Layman Brewster, Corey Sanders, and all them, they were later. You understand what I mean? That wasn't the same era. And that's what people overlook, and they combine it, and it's like, no, that wasn't the same era, man. It was different. Get it right. Get it right. Let me tell you something. I heard somebody say, oh, man, you put Wilder in any era. Nah. I don't agree with that. You put Wilder in any era, he could hold his own. Nah, there's guys that would have... Listen, do you really think that Deontay Wilder would have beat George Foreman? Do you know how fucking strong George Foreman was? Do you know how hard he hit with both hands? And do you see how light and ass Deontay Wilder is? And George fucked your body up, your head. People don't get it. You think that George... People, Ali knocked him out. Yeah, Ali did knock him. He caught him. He kept him down for the 10 count, and he got back up. But... yeah, he lost. But Ali's smart. Ali went there and boxed and used his brain. Wilder don't have that. What Wilder has, okay, is basically the right hand and the willingness to lay back, try to stay safe. Jab, try to stay safe, and just try to catch you slipping with that right hand. That's pretty much his whole fight. That's why when I say, since y'all such Wilder fans, explain to me what his game plan was. Like, please, I know what his game plan was watching what he did. And it was a stupid one. But tell me what his game plan was. And not just that, you tell me you agree with the way he fought. This is what I'm saying. When you are in a position of calling yourself an all-time great, or people call, you have to have the resume for that, man. You can't just have some knockouts. I don't care how many people you knocked out. Ask anybody that grew up watching Julian Jackson, and they'll tell you the same thing unless they're delusional and just a Julian Jackson meat rider. The dude could punch. Okay? He went from 154 to 160. But Julian Jackson wasn't a sharp boxer. And that was his downfall. Because what he lacked in terms of boxing skill, all he cared about was coming in, pressure, whatever work is went. But he could punch with either hand too. It wasn't just the right hand. Wilder don't have that. So even when people say that, my point that he's a heavyweight Julian Jackson, no. Ask those same people and they'll tell you, nah, man, Jackson had better skill than Wilder. And he did. And that's the whole point. He was a puncher. He had the ability to knock all those dudes out. But when who did he fight? Actually, what's the guy's name? The guy that, Gerald McClellan. When he fought him, he said that McClellan was just too big. He couldn't knock McClellan out. You see, my point is, now that you can't knock a guy out, now what do you have? And that's what Jackson was. Jackson could punch like a motherfucker. And you ask people pound for pound who you think one of the hardest punches are, and I guarantee you, he'll be in a whole lot of people's top 2. I guarantee you. I guarantee it, because I already know. I haven't seen it. But he couldn't box. He was a basic boxer, but he relied so much on just trying to knock you out that he was too anxious, too overzealous. That's why, he couldn't beat the body snatcher. You understand what I'm saying? He couldn't beat him. That's why, I wanted to see him and James Toney. I did want to see him and Terry Norris in a rematch. But, what I'm saying is, skillful boxers will find a way to beat these punches unless they just can't take the punch. But that was his strong point. And that's why when you talk about Julian the Hawk Jackson, that's what they do. They talk about his power. You don't hear them talking about his skills. But people will tell you, nah, he had better skills than Wilder. And he did have better skills than Wilder. And, even going to the heavyweights. I remember Chris Bird said, the heavyweights is easier, man. These dudes is big and slow. I'm coming from light heavyweight, man, where dudes are fast. And, so it's just about putting the right amount of size on it, moving it. Now, mind you, this dude fought at 160. And he was naturally bigger than Roy. That's why he was able to come in there 215, 213 or whatever. Roy Jones was 199 or whatever it was. Then wind up being 193 on fight night, however it went. But is what I'm saying is, even James Toney came from middleweight, because it's different. If you look, heavyweights don't have the punch output that the smaller guys do. And what happens is when you come up in weight, well, if you condition your body properly, well, you come from that weight class of we doing 45, 50 punches around with these dudes 25, 30. You understand what I mean? And accuracy and movement and you being a smaller guy coming up, if you was knocking everybody out the smaller weights, well, it's going to be different now as a heavyweight. You understand? So they rely on their skills all around. And that's why those guys were successful, because they could fucking box. And that's why I'm saying that you might think that Wilder would have knocked out Ray Mercer, or he would have knocked out Michael Moorer. You think he would have knocked out Lennox? Man, Wilder, what happens when they hit him? And that's the thing. All those motherfuckers could punch with both hands. All of them. They wasn't just a right hand. They wasn't just, I have to land this or I can't. So when you have people trying to tell you who's what in their place in history, I don't care about none of that shit, man. I told you I just watched Teddy Atlas. I just watched Tim Bradley. I watched all these motherfuckers make the wrong picks. And it's funny because every pick that I had, I was right with those picks. And this is what I'm saying. I don't give a fuck about being wrong. I'm saying I just base it off what I think is going to happen based on the ability of the fighters. But what I'm saying to you, how the fuck can you sit back, watch these guys be wrong? But then instead of just saying, no, I was wrong. I thought this was going to happen, but he didn't do it. And hey, man, the guy, yeah, but you see the problem is, blah, blah. And they try to give you these technicalities and these little intangibles. And it's like, hey, listen, bottom line, the guy just got his ass whooped. Simple. And the one thing I agree with what he said too, Teddy Atlas has knowledge of this game. Yes, he does. And so do I. Okay? One thing I agree with, and that he said and I'm like, yeah, was about Dubois. He was supposed to beat Miller. Like I said, there's no way. Did I not say that shit? And I didn't see Teddy Atlas shit to the day. I was talking to him on his channel. I do not see a reason for Jarrell Miller to beat Daniel Dubois unless this motherfucker comes in here and fights stupid or fights scared. It's like, you know, I forget the other guy name on Fight Hype. The guy with the glasses, kind of skinny guy, real soft voice. I was talking to him, and he said that what did he say? What did he say? He asked the question. He asked me, do I think Wilder can win a decision? No. Can he win a decision over Parker? And I told him, the only way Wilder is gonna outbox Joseph Parker is if Joseph Parker go in there and fight scared. Right? And he was saying, yeah, but when you fight scared, like that's what you need. I said, nah. See, you giving the old typical answer that the old timers feel. Let me explain what I'm telling you. When I say fight scared, I mean going in there, not letting his hands go, trying to play it safe to the point he's limiting his offense, because that's what they do when they go in there and fight scared. That's, yeah, okay. I'm like, okay, so how in the fuck can Deontay Wilder outbox somebody that's a much better boxer than him if that guy comes in there and does what he's supposed to do? Wilder only wants to knock out, and that's all that he's ever done. Wilder to outbox you, that means you're not a good boxer. It's just as simple as that. Simple. Plain and simple, okay? So, unless Joseph Parker go in there and choke, Joseph Parker, and he said he's got his confidence back and that he feels like a new man. Okay, so, hey, I'm picking Joe to beat him. I don't know about that one. I say, hey, listen, that's your choice, right? My choice is Joe. We'll see. And you want to know what's so funny? Because when that fight was over, he was like, I don't know how you got that, but damn, man, you on a roll tonight. Yeah, I am. I've been telling you guys, man. You guys are looking at what people want you to look at. You understand what I'm saying? Ask a football fan from the 70s, okay, that was a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, or a Cowboy or a Raider fan. Ask somebody from the 80s and 90s who was a Cowboy or a 49er fan. Who do they think the greatest teams of all time is? They're not going to tell you that it was the New England Patriots. They're going to pick the 70s Steelers, the 70s or 80s 70s Cowboys. They're going to pick either the 80s 49ers. They don't want to, you understand what I'm saying to you? They don't want to give the Patriots their just due. And you know what they're always going to do? They're going to bring up that game with the football, the deflated football or whatever. Like, okay, even if you think that, whatever, what about all the other Super Bowls? Yeah, but, I mean, they were all probably rigged. Hey, come on, bro. You understand what I'm saying? They're not going to pick them. And listen, you got people that never even seen certain teams play, and they'll say it based on what they remember, but not what they see. So how you going to take somebody, how can I give you my opinion on somebody I've never even seen play? So this is what I'm saying. These channels, these people within boxing, they want you to see something a certain way. They want you to believe that somebody is this, he's always say he is. This person is this person is that. I'm going to give you 2 examples of something before closing this video. And it's funny, but you guys who are sharp will understand it. Okay? Male and female. Whoever's watching, going to watch this video, you'll get it. Do you guys know this rapper named Nas X, Little Nas X or whatever? And he made the song about riding the horse till he can't ride anymore. Okay, so my kids, we out here, they having a little party. They're kids at the time. And I didn't know who this person was. And I'm listening to him. Not me just sitting and listening to it. They're playing their music. I'm not, and I'm listening, and I said, this dude sounds suspect. People started laughing, right? What do you mean? I just laughed. Listen to the words of his song, man. I never seen him before. Never knew nothing about him. Just that song. I said, man, just as a man, okay, let me say it that way. As a straight man, I just can't see myself making a song like that. And it's like, it's certain things you understand what I'm saying? Like how females will kiss each other on the cheek, or they'll touch cheeks and kiss in the air. Men don't do that. We don't we don't do that. We'll do the you understand what I'm saying? But we don't kiss. Not on the forehead, nothing. We don't do that. So it's certain things that you see people do, certain mannerisms, and it just, you get that feeling, yeah. People were saying, I don't know, but why you think? I said, listen, As a man, it's just certain things that just you don't do if you live a certain way. All of a sudden, a couple years later, the dude comes out and says he's gay. How'd you know that? I'm just observing shit, man. I'm just observing. This kid Tekashi 6ix9ine comes out. Never seen him before. Just hearing his music, hearing all the yelling, hollering. And I said he kind of reminds me of the Beastie Boys / a little bit of Run DMC with the loudness, but he's trying to talk tough. Because I don't believe no rapper is no fucking killer. And if you are, your career is going to be short because you can't be a gangbanger and both. No, you got people around you and your fall guys to do your dirty work. And I said, nah, it's bullshit. I said, this motherfucker probably a little weak motherfucker. Always be somebody 140 pounds, 5'6", yelling like they the toughest motherfucker in the world. And I never seen him before. But I'm just, and I'm like, when I saw him, I started cracking the fuck up. Because this dude had rainbow hair, diamonds on his chin. And I'm looking at him like, that is all the facade to try to make him look tough. And nothing tough about him. 6ix9ine be getting it in because I heard this. And I'm see videos, him and his people jumping people and running up on people. They ran up on Casanova 3X and he didn't run. He at a standstill with multiple guys. They jumped 3 dudes at an airport and the 3 dudes was fighting back and the 3 dudes was chasing them through the airport and they were deep. And I'm like, hey, these kids think they're tough, but like I told you, yo, how'd you know that? And I'm just like, listen, man, I just observe things. And again, what's the difference? You fans of this guy, you like his stuff. I don't care if I like your music or not. You got, people you went to school with, never could get girls, never nothing. They become a rapper. Now all of a sudden they the Casanova the block. And stop. Got a dude, never had a fight ever in his life. Now, never gangbanged, never did nothing. Never even had a schoolyard fight. But now he's a rapper. All of a sudden now he got an entourage around him. He's a tough guy. Oh, I'm a blood, and so woo, and all this shit. Like, okay, all right. You understand what I'm saying to you? People put these fronts on, these acts, and they convince themselves, okay? They convince themselves to do the wrong things. Lastly, there's a guy called Crip Mac. Crip Mac, every time I see him, everything on hood. You find me? You know what I'm saying? 5'5" Crip. And I'm like, this is a grown-ass man. And always talking about violence and all kinds of crazy shit. Now, he's on this No Jumper show. And he had a deal to be on this show with China Mac and all that. Now, he ends up right now in prison because they have a federal gun charge. This guy had, so he fucked himself up. And I said, he's going to be another guy that's going to end up in jail. And they was like, yeah, but everybody, this and this and this. I'm like, why did I feel that? Because I'm starting to see his face on different things. I done seen him battle rap. I done seen him showing up at different events. So you're starting to get a little money. You're starting to get some popularity. And now what's going to happen is because of the way you talk, you're going to put yourself in a position where people are going to target you. This bitch-ass nigga ain't no fucking... Fuck out of here. This nigga ain't no motherfucking thug. He can't fight for shit. I seen the dude throwing hands. He can't fight for shit. He's a joke. And anybody that's seen him fight gonna know, I ain't gonna worry about it. I knocked this motherfucker out. So what happens now? You're gonna feel the need to carry a gun. And when you fucking gangbanging, you're not gonna have the gun legally. Because if you gotta kill somebody, what you gonna do? Dump the gun. Right? Well, if you notice, he don't have a big following. You just see him as far as like people around him, but you see him outside with different people. Now he's starting to get a little popularity. You see him with certain people who you never see him with, and they outside trying to prove I'm still the same nigga doing the same things on the corner, bro. You're starting to make money now, right? You're starting to get a little popularity. You can't be out there like that. You know how many rappers get killed in their own neighborhood? So I'm watching history repeat itself. It's just called common sense. It's called maturity. It's called understanding. And I'm giving y'all all of this because it's like, this is what people don't understand. That's all I do. I'm not crossing my fingers hoping this happened, that happened, so I can be right. No, I just, a certain vibe you get, there's a certain, like I said, maturity that you have, things you see and you understand, this is going to go all wrong. And now look at him. And now you got people saying, oh man, and it's just a mentality of, man, nah, man, his handler should have him. Nah, he should know, but nah, man, they shouldn't let him do that, man. Nah, yo, nah, they can't see the people around him failed him. They supposed to let him know he ain't supposed to do this and this. I agree with that but also you can't put the responsibility on them. He has to take accountability for himself. Sound like somebody else we were just talking about? Right. So again, that means those people around you are not as friendly with you as you think, or they're afraid of you. Nobody afraid of this guy. He's a bozo. He's silly. Okay? He's a goof. But guess what? He knows, yo, somebody might run up on me, so I got it. But instead of doing it the legal way, and when you're trying to prove I'm still out there on them streets, you put yourself in a position where the people that don't have nothing to shoot for in life, no goals, they got nothing better to do but to try to show you that you a bitch ass nigga, and we gonna take your shit, nigga. And I guarantee you, just like when he got jumped and got his ass whooped, they videotaped it. Somebody else would have did the same thing, it'd have been the same thing. Videotaped, and you would have seen videos. Crip Mac gets the shit beat out of him once again. So Aries don't get caught up into the hype. I don't fall into no category. I'm just me. You understand what I mean? And that's how I do it. I don't really do lives. I want to so bad, y'all. I was thinking about doing one tomorrow. And that's why I'm making these videos as long as I am, so I can talk to y'all, chop it up, get y'all shit to really get into, and we can talk in the comment section, because, I don't want to make separate videos about all these different topics, But, that's what it is. People with it's either this or it's either that, then it's like, nah, Now, that does apply to things in life. It does. Like I say, either you a gangbanger or you a rapper. One or the other, because you're not going to have longevity. Your shit, and look at like Suge Knight. Dude threatened somebody to drink piss, or he was going to sick dogs on him and kill him and all that. All the shit that you do, Bill Cosby's, all these different shit going on. People who did shit 30 years ago, shit coming back to them now. They thought they was over, they got away with it. So you never know. So that's why I say keep your fucking nose clean, man, and just be fair to people and just live your life in a positive way. If you don't, I'm going to. So that's what I do, y'all. So when I observe shit, like, you can't listen when you're talking. I love that saying because it's reality, and people always run in their mouth. You got motherfuckers all of 19 years old, but they know everything about life, and I just sit back and listen and watch. And my sons always tell me, Pop, everything you say, it always happened, man. Like, how you be knowing it? I'm like, but now they starting to mature, and they starting to understand what I'm looking at and why I see certain things. But when you've been through certain shit that they haven't yet, it'll come later. But I explain things to them because I don't want them to have to go through the shit I went through. You understand what I'm saying? So, and that's what this is about. So yeah, we're gonna close this video with saying, it's not about this is either this or that with these people too. They're trying to make you think that everything is just one way. And that's contradicting anyway, especially when you're trying to pick a winner of a fight and then you turn around and say, but styles make fights. Okay, well, stop with this fucking styles make fight bullshit to where you're saying it for one fighter but not the other, because again, Parker was a heavy underdog to Wilder. He was not supposed to win, just like Fury wasn't supposed to win, because he can't take Fury on Wilder's punch and he's pillow fisted. And ain't that funny, right? Wilder's supposed to hit way harder than Fury, but he the one that got knocked out, knocked down. He went to sleep. You understand what I mean? So Foreman hit harder than Ali. Tyson hit harder than Holyfield. So what? Look at what happened though. And this is what I keep telling people. Stop going by that. And that's why it make me laugh when people keep talking about, even like with Teddy Atlas, saying that if Anthony Joshua gets hit by Wilder, it's not the same as getting hit by Wallin. Well, understand, the same way. Wilder getting hit by Parker is not the same as getting hit by AJ. So what you think gonna happen when you seem to think AJ is gonna crack Wilder in the face and Wilder's just gonna take it? Like, bro, you tripping, man. You see, and that's why I said they tried to do everything except, since you want to compare fighters, like I said, bring up how Fury did against Wallin versus how AJ did against him. And you can't say Wallin's beat up, battered, or broken fight. No. And y'all had Wallin as the favorite to beat Anthony Joshua. He's going to be too skilled, too good, too sharp, and he's a southpaw. Remember all that talk? So yeah, I'm not saying I picked AJ to win because I like AJ better. Yeah, I wanted AJ to win. If I didn't think AJ could win, didn't you hear me say I don't think he beats Usyk? There's no need for a third fight unless he improves. Yeah, didn't he improve? Yeah. So now I'm like, hey man, shit, AJ looking solid. Usyk is still a different animal than Wallin. Okay, but AJ looks like he solved that southpaw shit out, and he looks like he understands how to close the distance better. So now, if he was to fight Usyk in the third fight, it would be more, okay, I watched the 2 fights and see what I did wrong. I see what he does. And now, you don't think Ben Davidson's going to just, now we working on how to trap Usyk, how to keep him, you understand what I'm saying? Not saying it's an easy task. What I'm saying is, y'all don't think the AJ we just seen Saturday night will beat this Usyk? Or come damn near close? I told you, AJ at his best, I believe, beats all of them, Usyk included. All of them, okay? Usyk has been consistent. I like the fact that Usyk don't really talk no shit. He just come there and handle his business. But understand something, y'all. Anything can happen in that ring. And Frank Warren tried to make that known because of what happened with Ngannou and Fury. But basically, if Fury would have went in and handled business, they'd be like, hey, it's a spectacle. Ngannou, you know, he could say thank you because he made a lot of money. You know, Fury made a lot of money, but Fury was the star of that. And of course, you know, there's no way he's going to beat Fury. Come on, man. You know, yeah, that's what he would have said. Something like that, right? No, Ngannou went in there and embarrassed Fury. Fury embarrassed himself. So right now, I'm expecting Fury to be training the hardest shit to try to be the best Fury he can because basically he's been smelling himself too long and he's been saying a lot of shit and doing a lot of shit. And now this Saudi shit happening in Saudi with this big money and these fights that happen, you know, we can't even say, oh, he's going to fight AJ afterwards. We don't know. Fury might fucking fight, win, lose, or draw, might retire. Who knows? Right? He claimed he retired. I knew that was bullshit, but I'm just saying, who knows? A lot of fighters might feel like, I want to go out while I'm still on top. You understand what I'm saying? So, and let's be real, y'all. When we say Wilder took a lot of punishment from Fury, well, we can't say the same thing in the other regard, because he didn't take a lot of punishment from Wilder. He just got dropped by him. You understand what I'm saying? So, yeah. So, I'm saying that to say, Usyk is older than Fury. He beat Fury. Nobody can go to that, oh, he's old shit, or he took beating shit. You know, same with AJ. AJ beat him. They can't go and no, oh, he old. No, he's what, 35, whatever. AJ 33, about to be 34, whatever. So, just saying, y'all, it's one of those things. We don't need to make excuses, man. You win, you lose. Shit happens. That's life. That being said, y'all, we're not robots. We don't let people program us on what to think and how to see things. We see things for what it is, not for what we want it to be. And y'all heard me saying things about AJ and how I seen him in his performances and, you know, how I actually feel. So now, when you see that performance, and okay, so I wasn't saying the same things about him as far as, like, I can see, look, I saw him being cautious. I saw him not letting his hands go as much. And I saw him winning fights. But I saw him improve in every fight in different areas. So now it's just putting it back all together, getting the confidence back. And that's what it took. It just took him several fights to do it. You understand what I'm saying? And all the shit talking and everything, he took it in. And you know, people were saying, yo, AJ was looking like a fucking psycho at the fucking press conference. Yo, okay, well, he ain't have to talk no shit either. He did his talking in the ring. The 2 big mouths that did all the fucking talking. Well, I can say 3 because Magmadov was talking some shit too, and he got knocked the fuck out. He got stopped. So all that talk, no man on this card can stand before me. Right. What just happened to him? So you can talk all the shit you want, but you got to go in that ring and deliver. Talk to me in the comment section, y'all. Never fall in love with lies. Remember, the truth brings hate out of people, and I will catch y'all on the next video.